Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. URFRESHTV Sports, FOE Extra Ep9, England Sixes. So today on the show we have with me to my left, Jamie. Jay, how you doing, mate?
I'm alright, good.
Good. To my right, the big man, Magic Mac. How you doing?
I'm good, man.
Good. And to my far right, it's Arj, but not only way as Essex. I promise.
Yeah, that's
How
me.
you doing, buddy?
Yeah, that's me. I'm good.
So today what we're going to do, we're going to go through the England Sixes. Some of you might be thinking, who on earth are they? That's what we're going to find out. We're going to find out who the individuals are, find out their individual stories and journeys up until where they are now. So it should be a good episode. So to start with, Arj, let's start with you. Football. Talk to me. When did you start playing? Who did you play for? Where have you been? Where have you been up until now? I want to know all of that.
All right, so started playing at a young age, about 4 or 5 years old, mostly on the streets, to be honest. My older brother is about 4 years older than me. Really got me into it every day after school, back straight after school on the streets, telling grandma I didn't have any homework. Just playing till it got dark, that's it. Jumpers for goalposts, that's how it works.
Okay, decent.
So didn't really get into a competitive side until I was about, I'd say 14, 15. Or about 13, 14 when I was playing for Brentford, playing for their ATP program.
Okay.
Play over there about
like the development stuff.
their development centre, because it was just local to me.
Okay.
And then played up there to about 17. Had a really short stint at Tottenham under Chris Ramsey.
Okay, yeah. What was that like? What was the difference between obviously playing at Brentford's development centres and then jumping into that sort of academy setting, pro setting? What was it like? What was
Massive. Yeah, massive. You go from ability-wise, it's big, but that's not the big jump. The big jump is the kind of mindset. That's the massive jump.
Of being in that environment.
Being in that environment.
So you've got to try and grow up quite quickly.
You got to grow up quickly. You got to realise that you can't lose a ball and throw your hands up in the air and think it's all right.
Did you do it?
I did.
Is that why you found out you shouldn't do it?
That's why it was a short stint at Tottenham.
Okay. So talk to me, was you there? Is there any players that in that short stint at Tottenham that are still playing now that you watch and think that could have been me?
Yeah, to be honest, I don't really know some of the names, but I've had my brother tell me that a few of them have gone places. They probably had a better mindset at the time.
Cool.
But no, to be fair, the manager there was Chris Ramsey, who was the head of academy at the time. And to be fair, he was really honest with me, which is something that I needed at the time because I think I had a lot of people blowing me up rather than just being brutally honest. Yeah. And I think sometimes you need that. So I think it was good. And he did say he appreciated me as a player. And so he sent me on to Wickham and a few other places. And that was about the time, 17, 18. And then I ended up going to America for a football scholarship.
Oh, decent. What was that like in terms of like culturally? What was the culture like in terms of football? In terms of the standard? Was there a massive jump in standards between playing over here and playing over there?
So I think in terms of standards, obviously going from Tottenham to there, it was definitely a little bit of a drop, if you like.
You think?
Yeah, but just about.
Yeah.
But in terms of professionalism,
yeah,
I was really, really shocked. Like really shocked. They take it seriously.
I was going to say we've had a few youngsters go on scholarships, half scholarships, full scholarships. Guy who was at Kenilworth, was at SCR last year. He's got a full scholarship over in America, and he was saying, very good player in terms of standards. They're really big on standards, the way you conduct yourself and things like that. So, but I suppose there's not, in terms of, it's not their primary sport, is it?
No, you're right. But I think because of the other things, it allows them to be the best they can be. Yeah. In terms of for what it can be, because it's not like you said, it's not their primary sport, not the baseball, basketball, American football, but they look at nutrition from a young age. They look at they've got minibuses for under 6 games, so they got everything. They got the professionalism there. It's just getting more people into it over there, really.
How long was you over there for?
5 years.
5 years. So from what age did you go over there?
So basically uni students age, so 18 all the way to about 22.
And did you go there by yourself?
Went there by myself, yeah.
How did you find that?
Yeah, that was hard. First year was tough. A lot of Skype calls. But yeah, that was tough. Okay. Big jump into the
And when you came back, what was the story when you came back from America? How did it finish in America, should I say, for you?
So I ended up coaching quite a lot there in my final year. Took up a GA position, which is like a graduate assistant, like help manage the team.
Yeah.
It was good. I captained the side for the last year. I played PDL out there, which is like step below MLS, which was quite a good experience over the summer. And then come back over here. Had a couple months where I was just kind of finding my way again, and then signed for Redditch up in Birmingham. And I was pretty much playing full time out there for a good year.
How did you find that?
Strange jump from.
Do you know what? Because I was going to say that, like, when you listen to your story, in terms of like environment, it's crazy. So the way that you've actually been able to adjust to different environments, obviously you've got to take your hat off to you as an individual to be able to adjust to that. Because I don't know if I would, but I was going to say, like, you've actually experienced at a young age a hell of a lot of different environments, cultures, and things like that. How do you adjust?
I think having not really got the choice when you've gone over there, just kind of jumped into the deep end. I think that was really, really good for me, because it doesn't, like you said, it doesn't give you a choice. You either swim or you sink, and it's kind of a lot of people who I have known who have done the scholarship potentially do come back, but the ones who stay, you just get cultured. You just learn things. And that brings you up to what are you doing with yourself now then? So at the moment, in terms of work, I'm a primary school teacher. I work in a primary school. I started my own company not too long ago. So I run that after schools. Got about 160 kids at the moment that I'm coaching a week. And at the moment, just looking to get that bigger and bigger. Cool. And football-wise, five-a-side on a daily. And currently just signed for Abbey Rangers. That's ops, you know. We've got them in a couple of weeks. Yeah, we got them. We were their first. We inflicted their first loss this season as well. I better shut up in case it bites me. We cut that one out, me. Okay, how you find it, Abby? Yeah, it's all right. Different environment again. different environment. Lots of different environments. Cool. And is that five-a-side daily with England? No. Just locals. Your goals and your power leagues. Ah, decent. Okay. Well, Arj, thank you very much for that. Wicked. The big man. How you doing, my friend? I'm good, man. How are you? I'm good, man. I can't complain. Talk to me. Let's start with you. Where did this all start for you? Where did it all start? In the front room. In the front room with my dad. My older brother's 5 years older than me, and literally just working on a bit of technique, getting in and out of a tub of cocoa butter, sellotape, like literally like that's just anything. Of a tennis ball, getting in and out. That's tennis ball. Get what I'm saying? Yeah. So like, yeah, that's how it started. Literally from the front room. Yeah, it's a long time ago now. But what was your first club? My first club, Dulwich Hamlet. Dulwich Hamlet, and that was at youth football. I was what, 8, under 8s. Okay, decent. So and. Do you know what? Dulwich obviously come a long way. Me? Dulwich obviously come a long way to where they are now. So, what was the Dulwich setup like then? I mean, nothing completely different from how it is now. I mean, it was literally just Sunday league team. I didn't know much about first team football in that sense. It was just about me enjoying myself and learning, really. And from Dulwich, where did you go from Dulwich? From Dulwich, went to Athenley. So I was at Athenley, which is Peckham. Okay. Just up the road from Dulwich, really. Just up the road. Yeah. Nothing drastic. Nothing like the US or or Redditch. Yeah, or Redditch. What? You get me? So Athenley, great experience. That sort of allowed me to raise my game, grow a bit more personality-wise, around sort of older age players. So we're training with like I'm under 9 at that time, training with under 10, under 11. So you always playing the year above? To an extent, yeah. We trained with the year above and played our age range, so it made it a bit more easier. Also, I trained down at a club called Moonshot, which is in New Cross. My dad was a coach there on my older brother's team. Yeah. So my older brother's 5 years older than me, so I've always been playing with people that was older than me. How did you find that with your dad being a coach? Because my son, he loves me as a dad but hates me as a coach. So I can tell my son to do something and he disagree, but the other coach will tell him to do exactly the same thing I've told him to do, and he'd be like, good idea. But because I'm his dad, he's like, nah, that's wrong. No, I understand that. I understand both sides. Yeah. Being a parent myself as well now, like I understand both sides definitely. And
My son, my own son, I don't coach him in that sense, or like my nephews, etc. I don't necessarily coach them. I give them ideas and stuff, but allow them to express themselves. Cool. I think that's the best way of learning from your own mistakes.
Definitely.
My dad and my relationship, it's had ups and downs. It's had, Dad, just leave me. Like, but at the end of the day, it all comes from love. Mm-hmm. So at the end of the day, he wants the best for you, and it's that protectiveness.
That's it. So what was the next step?
From there, I went down to Crystal Palace and went down to, where are we? I went to, can't even remember the name of the centre, even though I was there a couple of weeks ago. It's in Brixton. Went down there anyway, to a soccer school, Crystal Palace Soccer School. Yeah. They recommended me onto the Royal Crystal Palace in that sense. Yeah. And I played with Crystal Palace for under 9s to under 14s.
Okay, and that was what, academy football?
Soccer. That was what did they call it back then?
Development Centre.
Excellence, School of Excellence.
School of Excellence, yeah, there you go.
School of Excellence back then. So I mean, even that, like the structure of that, it was a bit better than say Sunday League, but it wasn't too much of a difference. I mean, we trained on AstroTurf. We played like the equivalent of what would probably be 9v9.
Not First Down, is it?
No, it was Ferndale. That's Ferndale. That's where I went for the soccer school, and then from there recommended me onto the Royal Crystal Palace.
So when did Arsenal come knocking?
Well, first and foremost, I was under 12s. I went for a trial at Arsenal. Uh-huh. They weren't feeling me. Even though I felt I did well. When we went away to France, played in a tournament over there. I can't remember the name of the tournament, but teams like Inter Milan, Celtic, PSG. We got to watch a Paris Saint-Germain match in the Stade de France. So it's an amazing experience, and one that has obviously helped me further on.
So, would you say in terms of academy football, because you did join Arsenal then, didn't you?
Yeah. So
would you say that's what made you? See, prior to them, I know it was the dream always to be a footballer.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, from day one, I mean, like watching Gazzetta Football Italia, like so watching Roberto Baggio, watching Signori, George Weah, all of them types of players. So Batistuta, etc.
When did it start becoming a reality? Do you know what I mean? When did you start thinking, you know what, I can actually make a career out of this?
I'll be honest with you, from day one, I felt myself like there was nothing else. Like I was going to be a professional footballer. Said it all my life, and eventually I got there. Yeah, cool. So that was my goal. That was my task.
As I said before the camera started, I've spent many lunchtimes with my friends chasing him around the playground and him calling us little Smurfs. Even we had strategy with our friend, we'd get the ball today, and he wouldn't even bring his own tennis ball. He'd gas us up to make us give him our tennis ball, and then run off with it, and he couldn't get the ball back. So you would typically spend the whole of lunchtime running around after Dean trying to get a tennis ball back that you never got but had fun. How does that make sense? How does that even make sense? Yeah, that's it. That's a good lunchtime. So you think I
brain training. That's it. Brain training.
Yeah, and he used to call us little Smurfs. So little Smurf, let me have a touch of the ball. Yeah, don't get it back for a lunchtime. Yeah, my mum and dad, that was lunch today. You know what? We just spent the whole lunch running after this guy. Yeah, he never got the ball back. But that's like when we were talking about Avenue 1. I remember I said to Dan, I remember actually running around after him at lunchtime. He was like, "Was it with a tennis ball?" I was like, "Bro, it was with a tennis ball." And he has the same sort of experience. So from a young age, that's one name. And obviously you went from, was it Arsenal to Ipswich?
Yeah. So the Arsenal experience, literally 2 years after. So under 12 is when they said that I wasn't good enough. Under 14s, the player that they actually took as an under 12 ended up playing right back in my youth team.
Oh, that's mad.
So that was 2 years later. I scored a hat-trick against them, and the rest is history.
The rest is history. Do you know, did that actually give you extra incentive? How did you take that?
To be honest,
did it motivate you, or did it?
I'm a Man United supporter.
Did you watch the game today?
I'm not a supporter right now. No, I'm only joking. I love the club, like Man United in that sense, and it is what it is.
Did you play any first team?
No, I didn't play any first team. The furthest I went was I played at a couple reserve team appearances. 14 to 18, I missed out on England trials because I went on trials. I went to Feyenoord on trial. That was a really good experience. So players like Van Persie, Rest and Drempf,
Yeah.
Like I knew about those from players from when I was like 14.
You know, that's funny because a couple of weeks ago we had Saha and Darren Caesar said that he went over to Feyenoord and he said in terms of footballing experience, it's probably his best experience in football being over in Holland. And just their cult because they live, breathe and sleep football. Every
academies over there to set up like Ajax.
Yeah, I mean, like my footballing, say, the way that I like to play football in that sense is it's technical. So that was like a priceless experience being able to go over there.
So coming from Arsenal, was it Ipswich you came in through first?
No, like so basically what happened is that whilst I was at Arsenal, so how old had I been? 18. So 18, I've gone on about 10 trials. That was where did I go? I went Rangers in Scotland, I went Chelsea, went Fulham. Like
And the rounds.
I done the rounds, like literally, and like even that, like mentally, like it was draining because it wasn't like I was getting to these clubs. I went to Watford, like I wasn't getting to these clubs and I wasn't performing.
Yeah, you was performing.
Like the funny thing about, like I went to Watford, I scored 14 goals in 5 games. They said, "Nah, I don't want you."
That's crazy.
Like I went to Chelsea, I scored 1 in what? No, sorry, don't want you. We've got John Obi Mikel coming in. It's like an excuse because he's a midfielder. So yeah, that's part and parcel of.
Did you find that a lot from clubs? That clubs find a lot of excuses rather than clubs be honest and say, "You don't fit our profile. You're not what we're looking for." They always find a different excuse.
I think that 10 times out of 10, they don't expect someone to come in and be better than what they got.
Okay. But it's sad that when that one person does come through the door, what you should be doing is holding on to that with 2 hands. And if it's better than what I got, how can I make that better? If he hasn't been with us for X amount of time, and he's actually better with the boys that have been training day in and day out, how I want to hold on to that diamond in the rough and make that better.
Yeah, you'd like to think so, but unfortunately,
it don't work
I think that everything happens for a reason at the end of the day, and those experiences aren't bad experiences; they're learning experiences. So going to these clubs, it's about me maintaining my ability, maintaining and building myself. So at the end of the day, you don't ever find a club buying 10 players.
No.
Like they buy 1 or 2.
So
Like-
when was the big break?
Big break for me was I went to Fulham on a trial, scored about 4 or 5 goals in a couple games, and one of those games was against Ipswich.
Okay.
This is how the Ipswich trial came about. So after they said that they didn't want me, Fulham, I've gone down to Ipswich, and at that time this was like the January. So I've been getting on trials for like since July, August. So I'd said to my dad, I was like, you know what, if I don't sign before the time because I was 18, if I don't sign by the time I'm 19, this football, it's long, I'm not on it. Like, I end up signing for Ipswich.
What was that feeling like, that initial, when they offered you a deal?
It was like a breath of fresh air. It was like, finally.
Yeah,
it was relief. Yeah. Like, it was like, now I can get started. Like, because I was kind of in limbo.
Yeah.
Like, you don't know what you're doing. Normally, people 18, they're planning on going to university, etc., or they just finished college, etc.
None of that was an option
like,
for you, was it?
That wasn't an option for me because it wasn't the path that I chose.
Yeah.
So, not to say that, like, the path, my mum and dad, it was always pushed, like, education, etc. Like, it was just me, myself. I had my eyes set on becoming a professional footballer. So, signing for Ipswich 2 days before my 19th birthday, it was like, whoa.
Decent. So what was the program like? If we can try and in a short time, what was it like if we can't go because of how long we got?
Yeah, well,
enough.
To be honest, like, it was exciting. I appreciated every opportunity that I got, and I did the best that I could.
Yeah.
Once again, being away from home, so I'm 19, etc. Being away from home, living in digs, then eventually living by myself. Like, it was a bit
tough.
It's a bit tough, but you also got freedom. Like, so, and that was the main thing for me, is that I wanted to be able to make my own decision.
Okay, cool. How did you get involved with the England Sixes?
Well,
I heard a big sign come from my left then.
What happened is the previous manager, I played 5-a-side with him years ago, like probably 10 years ago.
Not a goals.
No, leisure leagues.
Okay. Yeah, go on.
Yeah. So basically, I've seen on Twitter, like, they're talking about this World Cup, and I was like, what's this shit?
World Cup.
Yeah, what's going on here, basically? So anyway, I've messaged him. He said to me, yeah, come down training. I said, can I come training, etc. He's like, yeah, come training. Gone training. Eventually got into the squad. I think I've trained with them for about a month beforehand. And then I went to the first World Cup, which was in Portugal in 2018. Okay. So, but because I was a late addition to the squad, I only played about 25 minutes.
Yeah, not many.
25 minutes in the whole tournament. What, like I scored? I was top goal scorer. I was top goal scorer. Scored against Brazil, which, you know, it was like a dream come true. Playing like whether it's with your friends, etc., like whatever in school. Yeah. Like
that's a little smurf.
Yeah.
Now, isn't it?
Like everyone's a team, innit? Like
first ever penalty taker, wasn't it?
Yeah, first ever penalty taker. So the way they take the penalties is you got 10 seconds to dribble from the halfway line and beat the keeper. Scored my penalty against Brazil after scoring the equaliser in like the last minute.
Okay, did you win the game?
Oh yeah, we beat Brazil. Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying, and that's sort of. Although we didn't go through the ins and outs of the pro career, sort of had a look on the Wikipedia. See some clubs, but overall, any regrets? No regrets. Like Jamie got me involved. He was a Scotland manager in that tournament, and he asked me to stay on. I was more than happy to. Decent.
I was the only player from that squad to make it into this squad. And I'll be honest with you, the experience out in Greece was the best footballing experiences of my life.
Wow.
I've said that to Jamie as well.
And that's decent. D, thank you very much for sharing that with us. Gaff, we're calling the Gaffer. Jay, how are you, my friend?
I'm alright. You good?
Not too bad, mate. A pleasure to have you on. So talk to me. Where did everything start for you, whether it's playing, coaching? Where did it all begin for you?
So I haven't really got a glittering career like these two over here, but I just played local football like it all starts for anyone really. My dad was pushed me quite as much as he could, but he was more supportive. He didn't want to push me too hard or anything like that. So I played for local sides like Abbey Boys, Long Lane, Teviot.
Long Lane, yeah.
Your local clubs really, like grassroots.
I heard the Dons talk about Long Lane, right? Is that where?
They're around that area. So I know a lot of them obviously as well from around that area and that. So just played up until about 14, and then I was umming and ahhing about it and everything like that, and then. I went to Thamesmead actually, and when we won the A division, the Bexley League A division, and we had a very good squad there, and we got approached by Bromley to come over to them for. So it was the next step really. We went over there, went into the Kent Youth League, which was the highest standard that you could play really at youth, apart from being obviously like Dean and them and that. And we went over there, and that was enjoyable. And then I literally started getting into coaching when I left school, and I went to London Leisure College, which was based at the time in the Valley at Cheltenham. Okay. Yeah. And I started coaching the youth teams, even at like 18 at Bromley, because I was playing for them, and I went, I want to coach now and that. So they got me involved in the youth section, which actually my dad set up. Most of them sides were from, at the time, my dad going out and getting them. So that was quite a proud thing, because my dad set it all up, and he's been so supportive of everything. So I was trying to give back to him, helping him out and everything like that. So yeah, that's how I really got into the coaching and that. I didn't really like 11-a-side, I'm being honest. I don't really like it now, if I'm being perfectly honest.
One of my colleagues I work with, he's my line manager at Chelsea. He loves futsal, and he prefers futsal. So we deliver futsal to young people within the setting we deliver it. But he prefers a futsal setting than a football setting. Yeah, and to be honest,
one of Dean's mates might be the same person, Anthony McMahon.
He's a player.
He's
a player.
He was obviously ex at Watford, but he does the futsal, doesn't he?
He does with Mark Campbell. With Mark Campbell. But I didn't know too much about futsal until I done. Fulham sent me on my futsal level 1, and to me it was a qualification. I was like, I'll do that. Then I started researching. I was like, this is decent, to be fair. So technically, you have to be a decent player, and it makes better technical players. So we deliver it in a prison setting at the minute, and it's decent. The boys prefer it. But a lot of these boys are playing that sort of football anyway, as you said earlier, in your local area, whether it's in a cage or something like that, just without the tag futsal.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean? So
Yeah, no, as I say, I started enjoying five-a-side and six-a-side, and I actually started playing for a decent side who we've won numerous national five-a-side titles with, and actually 2 globals as well.
Decent.
Who Arj actually plays for, and Dean's played for him, and he's played against us over the years in International FC. And the manager of the five-a-side team, Terry, he actually does youth work at Woolwich Adventure Playground.
Okay.
So a lot of them players what come from the five-a-side and have gone on to a decent level at 11-a-side as well.
Yeah.
So it's good to give back in the community, obviously, how he's
think
done it. And
definitely.
we enjoy it. We enjoy the five-a-side. For me personally, I enjoy it a lot more. So that's what I've been doing for the last 10 years.
Wow,
Basically,
a long time.
five-a-side and playing that. I played for another team before that called All Stars, who my mate run, and they was very successful as well with the national tournaments and that. But 11-a-side, I'll come in and out.
Yeah.
I have to enjoy it. I have to be around the right
Yeah, no, of
people
course.
to be able to enjoy it. Earlier in the year, I was at Crowborough, which is step 5. Obviously, I was helping out there.
It's a long way, innit?
Yeah, it is. But it was because Henry Muggeridge, who's the captain at Whitehawk, his dad is the manager. Henry was in our squad this year in the World Cup.
Decent.
So Sean asked me to come down, help him out, and that. And I said, yeah, he was a good guy, and I enjoyed my time there. But it just sometimes 11-a-side is so frustrating. And I just don't like the politics of it. So. I enjoy, obviously, the 5-a-side and 6-a-side. Yes, it's a stress at times, but it's around your mates. You know what I mean, as well. As much as I'm their manager, off the pitch, I'm their mates. So you can enjoy it, and that's what I like, you know what I mean? So, yeah, and Leisure Leagues have obviously gave us that platform to be able to represent our country and everything like that. So, yeah, that's where we are now. Before, obviously, England manager this year. This was my first year as England manager. I was Scotland manager for 5 years. So
How was that?
Yeah, no. To be fair, I always say and turn around and said it, and I've turned around and said to these lads, I said if we could get the family like what they're like, then that's what I want. I want the unity. You know what I mean? And fighting for each other and everything like that. Because for the 5 years I was there, I couldn't even imagined how much successful team we had because we would fight till the last minute for every ball and everything. Decent. But that was because we classed us not as a team, as a family.
As a family, I think it's important. I think going back on the back of what you were just talking about, your coaching and your England experiences, who are England Sixes?
So answering that question, I've touched on it a little bit. It's funded basically from Leisure Leagues. They run leagues up and down the country. They're the biggest provider in the UK for 5, 6 and 7-a-side football. They've only done World Cups for 6-a-side at the moment, but they're touching on obviously 5-a-sides and 7-a-sides in the future, etc. But yeah, just to touch on that, obviously it's in the UK, so Scotland and Wales are under the banner of UK soccer. So you have the governing body of UK soccer, then you have the main federation, which is the International Soccer Federation, and then obviously Leisure Leagues provide England, Scotland and Wales and Northern Ireland, but they haven't got a team at the moment, but they help out the Ireland team as well, and they provide everything for us to go and represent our country.
Decent, that's perfect. So cool. Now we know who the Sixes are. We've met the gaffer and 2 players. Crete, was it? The World Cup was in Crete?
Yeah, it was this year.
What boys, what was that like, representing England in Crete? I want to hear from
start with that one, Dean.
Players.
It was amazing.
So was this what you were saying, this was the best experience of your footballing career?
Yeah, I mean, on the pitch and off the pitch.
Yeah.
Playing with the players that Jay recruited, I couldn't have asked for a better squad. I could have asked for a better coaching staff, couldn't have asked for anything more.
What's your typical day like in camp?
Typical day over there.
Over there,
we'd literally wake up, breakfast. If we've got a game, we may have.
Is that a little breakfast bar?
Track bar.
Yeah, we'll have a team meeting. Speak about obviously tactics and things like that. See who we're playing. Go down to the stadium, take in a couple of games, and then basically just prepare for our game, whether that's getting rest, whether that is recovery after maybe a couple of days in, etc. And we had the opportunity to be able to spend some time just exploring and
Being a tourist.
yeah,
Being a
which is vital. I mean, integrating with the locals and all the other countries. Everyone was just cheering for everyone. It was like one big family.
That's what football. That's what football is, though. I think ultimately, isn't it? So,
Yeah, no, 100%. And as I said, it could be the best football experience of my life.
Of your life.
Yeah.
And I suppose that's because you've had a lot of experiences. Arj, what was it like for you, mate?
Oh, same. Unbelievable, honestly.
Because I said this is another environment for you, innit? This is another
place, new country.
You've been everywhere, mate. I'm
Ticked
telling you.
Completed it. No, it was honestly unbelievable. Like Dean will tell you that just being there, it was like football didn't sleep.
Yeah.
You know, it was crazy. Like you wake up in the morning, there's a match. You can go to a match. Any time in the day, you can go to a match.
So it's literally 24 hours of football. Really.
It's just unbelievable. It was something I've never even experienced.
So what's the setup? Is it group stages, knockouts?
Yeah, so there was 40 teams this year. So
Okay.
Dean touched on it. Obviously, me and Dean were in Lisbon. I was Scotland and he was England. But yeah, there was only 32
Rivalry.
teams. So yeah,
Did you play each other?
nah,
we didn't
we
play
didn't.
each other.
No, we played Wales. Scotland played Wales. That was the only game we drew in the group.
Okay.
But so we both reached the quarter final that year, and we lost to Russia. Eventually went on to be third, and you lost to Poland, didn't you?
Yeah.
The second place team. So
Did Poland win it this year?
no, Russia won it this year.
Russia.
They
Do you
beat
know,
Poland
do you know,
again.
and this is really bad because you should never judge, but you know when you look at that sort of side of football and you think at the teams, and I thought, let me just have a look who won it. And when I was looking, I think, did I see was Moldova there as well? Something like that.
Moldova come third.
Yeah, you think and it sounds really bad. Teams that you never
No,
thought.
they didn't. Sorry, they fought fourth.
Or something like that. But when I was
Greece.
looking at the teams in there,
Yeah.
I don't know, teams that you wouldn't necessarily associate because you straight away associate with the game 11
Yeah,
again.
of course.
But yeah, it was mad seeing some of the scorelines. So who was in your group?
So this year in our group was Cyprus, Bulgaria. I've lost
Uruguay
and Argentina.
Can't forget Uruguay.
Yeah, oh, well, yeah.
Why?
We'll
Uruguay.
explain it in a minute. But yeah, opening night, we played after the Greece game.
Yeah.
So literally, we was the second favourite team for the Greek nationals, basically there. So they stayed on for our game. So it's a packed house, like 3,200 people there.
Yeah.
Like,
And about another 1,000 outside watching.
Madness, yeah. There was 1,000 outside, not even being able to get in the ground. And we played Argentina, obviously heated rivalry just because of the names. You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course.
etc.
How many of that 3,000 were my family though?
Yeah,
Yeah,
well,
about half
yeah.
of it.
To be fair, yeah,
No, I love the
probably
support.
about half.
Amazing
Yeah?
support.
Yeah,
Really?
so,
Yeah.
yeah. AJ's like family come out and
2,000
they-
plus
to be
my family,
fair,
yeah.
the support they gave was unbelievable, the whole
unbelievable.
week. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're so thankful for that as well, for them flying out and taking the time off and everything like
Of
that.
course.
It helps the boys and the support
Yeah,
they gave.
100%.
But yeah, we obviously won the first. We actually played the day before in a friendly as well against France, which were one of the favourites. And two of our players were missing because they was playing 11 aside, so they didn't come out, which was Koscielny and Tyrone. So,
Hang on a minute, who's he play for?
Koscielny Samuels. Yeah,
Carl
exactly.
Shorten.
Yeah, I know about Koscielny.
Yeah.
Hold that, Pitsy. He knows what I'm talking about as well.
Yeah. So he both of them flew out the next day. So we only had 9 at the time. But we played France. They was one of the favourites, and we drew 0-0 with them as well. Then we beat Argentina the next day 2-0, and then we had a couple of days off, didn't we? I think was it a couple of days off?
I think it was about
Yeah, a
2
couple of
days.
days off to recover or whatever, etc., and just like take in on obviously the other games.
Yeah.
And then we played Cyprus, which was the only downside, really. I think, like we controlled the game, we just didn't score. We ended up drawing 0-0, which we was bitterly disappointed with. Because obviously we wanted to have 2 out of 2, and we would have been in a comfortable scenario going forward. Then Bulgaria had already won 2 out of 2 as well. So then we had to obviously play Bulgaria. So we played Bulgaria, beat them. What was it? 2-0, wasn't it? Yeah, 2-0 again.
2-0.
You scored it.
Yeah, I scored the first.
Yeah,
goal.
he
I
scored
scored the
in the
first
first
goal of
game.
his England reign.
3-0? 3-0 or 3-0?
I think it was 2.
Bulgaria.
I think it was 2.
Henry got
No,
2.
2. It was 3. Sorry.
Henry
Henry
got
got 2
2.
and Tooks got 1.
It was
And
3.
Golden Boy.
And Toots got Golden Boy got one. So we won 3-0 against them.
Cool.
So now we still haven't conceded. By the way, still haven't conceded then. And then we went into the last. No, not in the last game.
I'm
we
waiting for Uruguay. I want to know.
Yeah, we went into the
You
next
don't
day.
wanna know.
That was Uruguay. Yeah, Uruguay last game, wasn't it? Yeah, Uruguay. So they had to beat us. They had to beat us to go through.
They did beat us,
They did.
They
but
did.
not on the pitch.
Yeah. Basically, what happened was, it was.
Is that how you got that score?
Well, basically, what happened was obviously we beat them. They weren't very happy about it. And if you see the incident, a lot of people have seen the incident. Basically, one of their players, as he's walking over to get the ball or whatever,
You bit someone like Suarez.
no,
Worse.
not
Is it
that.
worse?
It literally
Worse.
threw an elbow in Dean's head. But his acting skills are a bit desirable. But yeah, he went down a bit 3 seconds late.
In
but-
stages.
Yeah,
But he
well,
did
you know.
actually connect him. I think he was.
Right.
I think it was a shock thing, wasn't it?
Yeah, the
That
reason
he's actually
like
done it.
I wasn't looking at him, so he sort of come from behind me, and as I'm turning, he's literally just gone like that.
Yeah.
Not that you condone any of that, but that's emotionally, so it's a big stage, isn't it?
Yeah.
And the emotions get the better of people sometimes.
Yeah.
Did you react?
No, it's about you. Come on, I've come from a professional setting.
So, but yeah, no. So as we say, we won that game, went on, and then we ended up in the last 16 playing Lithuania, and then we won 2-0 against Lithuania. It was comfortable, to be fair. I can't remember them having a shot, if I'm being perfectly honest. Still haven't conceded in basically five games. We haven't conceded because obviously the friendly as well, which is
6 games.
Six games.
6 games. Yeah.
Yeah, 6 games. So we haven't conceded in 6 games. But in the actual World Cup, not conceding in 5 games was actually, we got told afterwards, we didn't even realise that it was like a record, etc.
Decent.
Not conceding. And then we went into, we knew we had to play, is the home nation. We ended up playing Greece.
Oh, did you lose to Greece?
Yeah, we did.
Unfortunately.
But basically, what it is, we lost to Greece with the last kick of the game, literally like 30 seconds to go. We lost 4-3 to them, but we're 3-1 down. We let them 3 goals when we had players in the sin bin. So there was a sin bin basically.
Did you go in a sin bin?
No.
Did you go in a sin bin?
Professional.
I've been
Leading by
cultured.
example.
Cultured.
So,
My Trek bar that day, I wasn't ready.
but yeah, literally, like, it was disappointing because we went 3-1 down, as I say, and we got it back literally with like a minute to go to 3-3. So we thought, look, it's going to go to pens now.
Is that what it is? Straight pens?
Yeah, it would have been straight
3-3,
pens.
yeah, it would have been straight pens.
And then literally, Toots got sent off, literally with not sent off, sin binned for 2 minutes because that's what he is. With 30 seconds to go, so we went down to 5, and then basically he's hit a weldy, like literally hit a weldy in the top bins with his left foot.
Yeah.
And
Worthy of winning a game, to be honest.
obviously it was they erupted, like, again, it was a packed house, but the respect afterwards we had from them, like, and obviously the organisation, that was their dream tie.
Yeah.
England against Greece.
Yeah.
In front of like the thing, as he said, the first game when we was it was like 1,000 people outside. There must have been another like 2,000 people outside.
Yeah, 100%.
Like trying to get in the ground, like just to watch England versus Greece. And afterwards, even though we was lost, I was bitterly disappointed because, as I said to these, and they know how much I put into it. Obviously, the first year, it was very hard work, but obviously, in the background, people have helped me out, and I'm grateful for that. You know what I mean? All them people who have helped me out with anything like social media, everyone think it's unbelievable. But literally, like, we was going round, we was walking around the ground, and literally the whole crowd was clapping us. You know what I mean? So the respect we had afterwards was so great.
It's never easy losing, is it? On any level, and I suppose on the biggest stages, it hurts even more because when you play these sort of competitions, you want to win in anything you do. So to go on and lose, but I suppose I said it on Monday. I don't mind losing, but losing the right way sometimes.
Yeah.
And I suppose if you couldn't do nothing about it, but I want to move on a little bit from that. So obviously now, competition's done. Yeah, you said it's probably one of your best experiences. You've had a good time. As players, What has that done for you? So coming out of there, has anyone got on the phone? Anyone slid in the DMs? Well, you signed for Abbey. You haven't got a club, have you?
To be honest, I'm the 11 aside. I'm half retired.
Half retired. What do you mean half?
What does half mean?
We got training Thursday, you know.
That's the other half.
I'm half retired.
But honestly, though, have clubs messaged you through the back? I know you've already got a reputation already as a good player and whatnot. And then when good players don't have clubs come calling. So, but on the back of that tournament, because I'll be honest, I hadn't heard of this the England Sixes, and it popped up. I see it through social media while you guys were out there. I was like, what's this? And that's what made me start following it. And I was like, okay. And then you dig a bit deeper, you do a bit of research. Obviously, I see your name. I was like, oh, I remember back in the day, twist me up a couple of times at goals.
Just a couple.
It is what it is.
Just a couple.
Just a couple. I feel in the end, I just hold on to it. Just hold that goal was just clinging.
Start back.
Yeah, that's all right. So, but I mean, from what I see, the experience looked very, very good. But I just thought as well, what that could do for players. Sometimes struggle for clubs, and you've been in a lot of different environments, but you seem like you have a very good attitude. Some players struggle to hold down clubs. So what this could have done to rejuvenate someone's career who might not have been doing well in the 11th scene, that's what I'm saying. Because I would definitely look at that as a coach and say, he ain't got a club. He just come back from that tournament. How can I use him in my side? So did that help you guys in any sense getting clubs on the back of that?
Yeah, so when I first got back, even while I was out there, to be honest, one of the biggest things that I was really, really appreciative of is obviously one, that a lot of my family had come out to support, but two, I'd say the amount of support back home was ridiculous. Like people one, so that was through WhatsApp messages, through other kind of social medias, but people I didn't know, and for me it was all from kind of the Asian community. So many messages, a lot through kind of Instagram, through Twitter, because just posting matches or oh, we got a match tomorrow, please come out and support us. And I'd get so many messages going, oh, you're doing it for the Asian community, keep going, keep doing this, keep doing that. And it was really nice to just be out there and know that even people back home want me to do well.
Yeah, of course.
Of
course. And that's it. Sometimes football can be a very lonely sport, especially when you're not doing very well. It can be your best friend at sometimes, and sometimes you just want the ground to swallow you up because you're maybe not doing well. So Gaffer's going to be your best friend 1 minute and you're worse selling me the next minute. And that's how football goes. But you have to be resilient in order to get opportunities to keep doing well. So obviously, see your move to Abbey, was that on the back of this?
Not really. The manager there had been messaging me quite a bit throughout the last couple of years anyway.
Okay, a couple of years.
Yeah, because I went down there a couple of years ago. The players were laughing about that, actually. They were like, let him go. He was just messaging me, and it got to a point where it was after coming back from Crete. So I thought, okay, could be a good time.
Did you have other offers other than Abbey?
Yeah, but the places were just a bit far away.
To be fair, mate, you've been America, you've been...
Yeah. I thought I'll wheel it in a bit.
Stay local for a little bit.
And obviously, off the back of that, obviously you've been at Abbey. How's it been at Abbey?
Yeah, it's been all right. They've been...
they're a good group of lads.
Good group of people.
Yeah,
good group of people. For me, there's a lot of people, like you said, a lot of people don't hold down clubs. Yeah. And I think for me, a big reason from what I've seen is a lot of players have a lot of pride. Yeah. And they don't want to play a lower level because in their head they think, oh, what people think of me. Yeah. It's like, I don't really care what people think of me. Like, if I'm playing at a lower level, cool, I'm playing at a lower level. Cool. But I'd rather play at a team where the people around me, good people. Good.
What about you, mate? Did any clubs come calling? So was your clubs in the DM before that, innit?
Well, to be honest, yeah. But like a couple, like I haven't been looking for 11 aside in that sense. For me, it's been more so like because I've maybe had it. Football was my profession. So now getting to that age where I'm not thinking about myself directly, it's about my family, it's about what's best for me, it's how does football fit into my life, not how do I fit into football. So like if the right club came in that sense, then I'm never gonna say okay.
We'll talk after.
Then I'm never gonna say I'm a Rose player.
Yeah, I'm a Rose.
But you know, like, but at the same time, like, what it's always been about for me, which is why like playing five-a-side, playing with I've always enjoyed that more than.
You played fives for a while.
Yeah, literally for my whole life.
I've played for about 4 years, and So it's longer than 5 years ago. I think I played against him at goals. So
yeah, like that's never stopped. To be honest, even as at professional clubs and things like that, and that's what I'm trying to say is that
Theo nutmegged him. Theo told me to tell him before.
Theo done what?
I've never even heard those words before.
Nah, I've been nutmegged probably about 3 or 4 times in my life.
That's all right. He's one of the 3 or 4. Well on, Fee.
Go on,
then,
Theo.
mate.
You can have that one. You can have that one.
No, but yes.
But yeah, like the enjoyment I get from playing with my friends, playing with people that I know, like it's always been like anyone that knows me will tell you throughout the summers, etc. We'll get 30 players, professionals, not professionals, whoever. Just put matches on and just play 7-a-side. Like go and run out the pitch, lose a base for the pitch. That's that. Like and that is my enjoyment of football.
Did you find it hard at first? So then this is a question for you as well. See, when coming out of a pro setting, did you find it hard to drop down to start with? Did you ever have that mentality like I shouldn't be playing here? Does that make sense?
Yeah. I understand what you're saying. For me, never. Like it's not a case of like I play Sunday league football. Yeah. Like I'll play anywhere, literally. Like I'll play on the street if I see someone and they give me a touch. Yeah. You get what I'm saying?
What you used to do at lunchtime.
You like,
don't do it. You want to do your ball back. Your ball will not come back.
Don't give them a touch.
Yeah, it's not coming back.
Like yeah, so like I've literally played anywhere, and it's not a case of it's coming from where I'm coming from. As I said, like honestly, in the flat, 2-bedroom flat, me and my brother, mum and dad, like I'm not too good to play somewhere, and that's the bottom line of it. Really.
That's perfect. That's really powerful. If I'm honest. Gaff, what about you? Who's been in the DMs, mate? What clubs? Have you had any offers or approaches or people asking for you to get involved and things like that?
No, to be fair, a couple obviously like mentioned
sometimes
about,
people forget about gaffers. They do.
It's not really about like being just coming on the management team and stuff like that, or even helping out. Like I go and watch a lot of games. Like we were speaking about earlier. I enjoy going out and watching loads of games and seeing different players and different things and stuff like that. Even if it was like a scouting role or something like that or anything like that. People do mention it and that, but do you know what? I turned around and said it's got to be worthwhile, like, and it's got to be around the right people, enjoyment and everything like that. So, and the right philosophy of how I see football and everything like that. That's why, like, with the players what I've got, I think they all adapted quite well to the philosophy. Like me and Kevin James, obviously, like Kevin James was at. He's at Cray Valley, obviously, as a head coach, but he was at Dulwich, obviously, with Kevin, with Dean, and that. And he's an ex-pro and everything like that. So, like, he has the same philosophy on football. And this was his first year, obviously. I got him involved in that, and I enjoyed the experience with him. You know what I mean? Because I still was learning off him. Yeah. Like some of the things what he. Taught us in training and stuff like that. And obviously I'm experienced from the Sixer side, so he was learning from me as well, and he watched loads of games. So I think we'll be stronger going forward, obviously, with the right people around us now, you know what I mean, and that. So
I think
touching on the 11 side, really unless it's the right offer, I don't really care, if I'm being honest.
I think one of the biggest things me and Dan was talking about is when you messaged us saying about like Sunday league games. Now I know a lot of players from a Saturday play on a Sunday. Yeah. But in terms of Sunday league, that's open to everyone because you've got some boys that play on a Sunday that don't play on a Saturday. Yeah. So you could be going to a game where you have a lot of boys that play Saturdays and play Sundays, but you might find that one that doesn't play Saturday. So you open the world to them as well. So the fact that you're not just going to Saturday games,
it's the thing.
You're picking players from a pool that's very, very big. So it gives everyone hope and opportunity.
Yeah, as I touched on it earlier as well, like, that's what we want. We want it from a grassroots thing. It's not only about these semi-pro players or anything like that, etc. Like there's people from grassroots who want to express themselves. They want to play for their country. You know what I mean? Like, we know these are all good players, but the platform what Leisure Leagues has actually gave with all their leagues, etc. If you go to the Leisure Leagues and you play regularly, you can be recommended from Leisure Leagues to come to the trials, etc. and stuff like that.
That's decent.
So I'd say, as I keep on saying, like, Leisure Leagues is a platform through. You know what I mean? Yeah, but it's a platform through. But you know what I mean? I can't see everyone in the country. You know what I mean?
And that's exactly it. So what's next for the England Sixes?
Well, yeah, it's started really straight from after Crete, obviously.
No rest.
There's no rest. Yeah, I took basically a little break, but these know what I'm like. Then they know I'm not going to stop.
It's really fun.
You know. So for me, it's seeing players already that may improve us, etc. And obviously we're going to have trials in the coming year, dates to still be set, venues to still be set. But obviously I'm speaking to players now who I know, obviously recommended from the lads as well and stuff like that. But it's also obviously through the leisure leagues as well. They're going to have an open day as well, what leisure leagues are going to promote. So hopefully there's a hidden gem coming from them as
I'll
well.
tell you what I could do for you. I can bring you all the gems you want. I'll tell you what I propose. Your Fresh will put a sixes together and we'll play against your sixes.
You can do that.
You
won't
that.
beat us.
Make it happen.
I didn't say anything about me. I just said I can bring you some gems.
We're not going to get.
We're
not going to have. We're not going to have Alpiton and Bromley.
All I'm saying, you heard it here first. We'll get a sixes from Your Fresh.
We'll do that.
We've got a kit.
Make it happen.
Let's make it happen.
Yeah,
that's fine.
You heard it here first.
Yeah,
cool.
yeah,
No
that's
worries.
cool.
Listen, if you've got a pair of boots for me, I'm going to dust them. I'm clinging. Everyone can play.
We got Dean said it's with a tennis ball, though.
Yeah, I don't. No, but honestly, do you know what it is as well? From my point of view, the sort of platform we are, it'd be. I know there's a lot of people, and we talk about.
Well, we played Arsenal Fans TV last year.
Did you?
Both games.
question.
Don't be silly.
You lot are very confident. See, now the competitive side's coming.
The only game we lost last year, this year, sorry, this year was Greece.
Nice.
We beat everyone else.
I just think, even for the sheer fact that you said yes, we can do that. A lot of people like, if you talk to this person, like you guys have said
do you know
yes,
what
which
it
is
is?
decent for us.
You're a platform for us as well. Like,
Thank you. That means
you're
a lot.
You're getting us out here as well. Like, it's not only about the high profile. Like Arsenal Fans TV have been around for years, so that was good for us for publicity. But where you can help us, we can help you. You know what I mean, and everything like that. So we're happy to do that.
So how often do the England Sixes play?
Well, if it was up to Leg, it'd be every day.
We'll be full time. Full time. But we trained sort of once a month, twice a month, pending. There could be a couple of tournaments that we've had a couple of home nation tournaments throughout.
Yeah, so this year we played the home nations, which we won against Scotland and Wales.
Decent.
And then we invited for the UK Summer Series, Belgium, Ireland and Wales come again.
Okay.
We drew with Wales this time, which we were quite disappointed about, but Maka was missing, so we're going to blame Maka for that.
Told you he's back strong. He carries a lot of people. Bro.
Yeah. So, but we still won it on goal difference. So,
okay, decent.
So we won them two tournaments. But yeah, as I say, like I think the build up to it, we played like futsal teams as well. Like Genesis, who are good friends of ours, like more of me and that. You played against them five-a-side when they was a five-a-side team.
Cool.
So
when's the next big tournament?
So it's gonna be announced soon. I can't. Yeah.
You know,
but basically,
it'd be a get the exclusive. I tried.
It'd be a World Cup again next year. Like they hold the same thing.
As yearly.
Yeah, yearly.
Oh, decent.
So basically, obviously, the World Cup will be held again next year. A venue still to be announced, but they're talking to different countries at the moment. They're talking to other countries about invitationals, so going and playing friendlies, etc. and stuff like that. Again, it's not been signed off, so you can't really say anything.
Let your Fresh TV know, because we're followed. Definitely be an opportunity, especially if there's some people that we've promoted on our platform. We definitely want to come out and support you guys 1,000,000%. So in terms of trials and things like that, if anyone did want to come and play for the England Sixes, maybe you haven't seen them play, what should they do?
So at the moment, obviously, I said I was speaking to some players, etc. But if they want a trial and they think they're good enough, that's fine. Contact me on Twitter or Instagram. I'll give you your ads later.
We can put it up. We can put it up at the end anyway,
and everything like that. And just contact me, and I'll write your name down, and that's fine. We're open to anyone coming.
Cool.
Seeing if you're good enough to come and get on the plane, basically.
All right. Now I'm going to put people on the spotlight. So how many teams you seen play this year?
Who, me?
On a Sunday.
On a Sunday?
Yeah.
So,
all right, if I give you teams, you just tell me yes or no.
Got him.
Dons.
Yeah.
Kenilworth.
Yeah.
Portland.
Yeah.
Lambeth.
I haven't seen Lambeth, but I'll see him
have.
on Sunday.
I've seen
You
Lambeth,
have-
I've seen Duns, I've seen...
He wanted to get
Kenny
involved in
Well.
this convo.
Yeah.
I've seen them.
No, I'm going to see the Dons and Lambeth obviously on
On
Sunday,
Sunday.
so I'm going to watch Lambeth on Sunday.
So-
but I know some of their players anyway,
Cool,
and,
so-
and seen them play. So
If you could pick a number 9 out of Portland, Kenningwell, and SC Dons, who would it be? I can give you the names. So if you had Connor French, Zach Hanser, or Winger, do you know Winger?
is this for a sixes? Yeah.
Yeah, this is for a 60. So if I gave you them
I'm
three,
up,
pick Dean.
You can't.
I pick Dean.
Arch can't really get involved in this because he doesn't know Sunday football.
Do you know
like
what?
we do.
Go on.
You know Zach Hanser, yeah.
Top exec.
This guy.
But Dean,
What is that question?
you know, you say it and I'll say my answer. For
No, go
sixes,
ahead.
this is for
Oh,
sixes.
for the sixes.
The
isn't it?
sixes, yeah, not for 11s. You know Amari as well, obviously. You know Winger.
Yeah, of course.
Do you want me to give you people the stats?
I'll throw another one.
No, yeah, let me see some stats. Let me see some stats. Let me see some
Bassett.
stats. Let me see some stats. Let me see some
Making an
I know
informed decision.
I know Winger
Yeah.
scored 10 in 3.
I'll throw another one out there, Bassett as well.
All right, I just know Winger scored 10 in 3. I know that's them stats.
Yeah, but he's playing in the Met League.
Oh, ouch.
We could,
No, don't get me wrong.
you can only beat what's in front of you.
No, I agree. But listen, Winger is a very, very good player. Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll see. Listen, he's done it in the Alpine and Bromley League anyway
Yeah.
as well with Kenningwell. But I want to see him on Sunday. See him, if he does it perform on Sunday, then it's different. But yeah, I'll pass it back over to the Dean anyway.
Do you know what? For me, the biggest thing is 6 years ago, people wouldn't have been having this conversation about players playing in
No,
Sunday
of
League because
course.
they wouldn't have had a look in.
No, of
But
course not.
if you want to carry on that convo, Dean, you're more than welcome
I'll be
to.
honest with you. I'll take that.
Listen, at the moment, you can't knock what Zach does on Saturday and Sundays. Let's be perfectly honest.
Do you know what? For me,
So
the hardest.
for me,
yeah.
I'll probably say him. But then saying that, this season is for Tooting and Lambeth, Bassett's been ridiculous
unreal.
as well.
Unreal, yes.
So
But it's healthy. It's a healthy conversation.
Yeah, of course.
No matter who you pick, someone's going to be upset. But that's football. Do you know what I mean? That's why I've left that. Dan, have you got your 1 to 6, mate?
you got your 1 to 6.
you some options.
Cheers.
Right. So what we do before we go on? So basically, at the start, Jamie thought it'd be a good idea to instead of doing a 1 to 11. Obviously, this is England sixes. So he's. Oh, you're a bad guy. He's give us 1 to 6, and I've got some subs, and V's just giving me some options. Yeah. So I'm having a look now. But before I go on to this, what's been your highlight of maybe the year with England sixes? What is your highlight?
For me,
Yeah.
seeing the progression we've had from day one with the trials. They went on a little bit too long, I think, but that was probably my fault because I thought the talent what did come at the time was quite hard to pick from. And for me, going from Scotland to England, I had to bide my time with the progression of that. And seeing from when I did pick the training squad to where we achieved getting to the quarterfinal, which we was bitterly disappointed not getting to the semi-final, and even maybe further. I think that was what is a good platform going forward. So for me, the progression what has come from that. So that's my proud moment for this year. That the squad what we got, we achieved that in our first year, and for me, I think adding more players to it. I'm not saying better players, but different characteristics into the squad. I think we can go a lot further, and I'm excited about that in the coming years.
Cool. What's been your highlight? What's been your highlight as an England sixes player?
Just being picked to go.
Big.
I think that like at the end of the day, regardless whether I played professional football or not, it's humbling to still be able to play. Like there's a lot of people that along the way haven't been able to sort of continue their career like, at any level, whether that's due to injury, whether that's due to family commitments or whatnot, and just being able to actually be selected and have the opportunity to be selected, that's the biggest thing for me.
Decent. What about you, mate? What's
Similar to Dean, to be honest. Getting that call up to just go is massive, really big and really kind of powerful when you go home and you tell the family. But for me, I think personally, first World Cup and was able to was honoured to get a goal in the quarterfinal. And for me, that was really big, especially kind of in front of a lot of family who. A lot of them don't understand football, but that's okay. They say, "What happened?" No, it's a goal. It's a goal, Grandma. It's a goal. So yeah, that was
when the game finished and you scored, and
yeah,
she's going,
yeah. She didn't get it. She didn't get it, but that's okay. I say it's a goal, Grandma. It's a goal. Yeah.
No, do you know what, guys? Before we go on to our 1 to 6, just thank you for coming and taking time out your evening to come and sit here and share your personal experiences in the game and what you've done over the last couple of months. It means a lot to us at URFRESHTV Sports. What we want to do at the end, we'll put all of your social media platforms on there so people can get behind and follow and support the England Sixes, individually support Deon, Arj and Jamie in whatever you do.
Appreciate that.
I suppose I've got to try and pick a 1 to 6. So, V. So, V's basically giving me options. So he's giving me goalkeeper. Give me Big G or Sam Freeman.
God, the two everyone argued about.
All right, so what I'm going to do then, do you know the way you got to do this? Yeah, is just not think I see Big G play once, so I'm going to go Sam Freeman. Yeah, so Sam Freeman's going to play and goal for me. My defenders are going to be Malachi and Albie. So at least Athan and Nosworthy out. Whoa. Yeah, but Matty Warren's not a wide man. He's not a... Right, so the way I'm going to have to cut Ryan Darcy Smith, Cads or Matty Warren. Cads. I'm gonna put Cads in there just for creativity. What he does on the ball, I think he's unreal. I think Cads. And then I'm gonna have to put Torin Roberts in there just for that flary side, technically on the ball, and he can beat a man in a 1v1 situation. The sad thing about that is that I've left out Matty Warren, Ryan Darcy Smith, and Mike Hill. Mike Hill for me, his talent is undoubtable. If he could just stay a little bit more injury-free, I know he struggles with injury. You'd see he wouldn't be playing at the level he's at, but he's very humble with what he does and what he says, and he works very hard behind the scenes. The front three is going to be hard because people are going to say I'm biased because Winger's my pal, but Winger scored 10 goals in 3 games. I don't think you could deny that.
No, you can't.
You can't deny that. So at the minute, but that's not me saying he's better. I've only seen Zach Answer play once. Don't get me wrong, I see hella lot of clips, and Connor French, he's like a pinball. Everything sticks to him. Do you know what I mean? But French, you can't play Sundays no more. So I'm eliminating that. You like the way I've done that for you, yeah? So just take it out there.
But then can't either. He can't play Saturdays no more.
No, he can
because he doesn't choose to.
Yeah, there you go. But what I'm saying is Frenchie can't play Sundays no more because obviously tooting. So it leaves Zach Answer and Windsor. Zach Answer is a very, very good player. I've only seen him play once. Do you know what? And the thing is, I've got to go there on Sunday and watch Lambeth against SC Dons. But listen, this is my opinion. So I'm going to go Freeman, Malachi, Albie, Cads, Toran, Winds up top, and whoever else is on there can go on my bench. I don't want to. Everyone can go on my bench. I don't matter how many spaces I've got. Everyone else is on the bench. So yeah, that's my 1 to 6 to start with on what I've seen so far this year. Going on stats, I think Toran in the rep game, he showed us who Toran was. We knew about Tors before. I think we give him a bit of the URFRESH curse. The 2 games we went and saw, he wasn't great. He's injured, but in the rep game, he definitely pulled a few people's pants down. To put it politely, turn up and violate. But then when you look at that, it's crazy because you've got Nosworthy. Nosworthy's an ex-pro. Do you know what I mean? Seeing him play one game, I know he's definitely V's cup of tea. I'm not saying he's not mine, but I think I rate Albie very, very high. He's played for me when I was a manager at Colliers Wood. Very creative technically, and he can defend as well. So that would be my 1 to 6 again. Freeman, Malachi, Albie, Cads, Torin Roberts, and Windsor. So
is this the side you're going to try to get then?
No, I'm bringing all of these. Yeah, I don't know if Big G will want to come and be my friend now. Though, do you know what I mean? He might want to throttle me.
It'll be a good game. You know, everyone knows each other. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, it's about enjoying the game.
The smile told me Dean's very confident. Yeah, that's what it said to me. Yeah, like he's peckish and.
I'm old now. I'm old.
We'll be playing the World Cup this year. I'm not hearing that. This year, yeah. But honestly, guys, again, from URFRESHTV Sports, from me and from Dan, it's been a pleasure having you guys on. Anything we can do to help platforms, players, just let us know and we'll support.
That's the same with us as well. Like, thank you for inviting us here, first of all, and also obviously what you're doing for grassroots football and obviously Sunday League, etc. and stuff like that. Just hit them up, like, because like obviously in the short time you've been doing it, it's been wonderful. Like to keep on watching these videos, and thank you for inviting us as well.
No worries. For the people watching at home, like, subscribe. Your support has been unreal, as Jamie just said. For the short space of time, the amount of love we're getting has been overwhelming at times for me and Dan. And there's only 2 of us, so stay patient. But we're back, and we're doing what we do best, and that's promoting grassroots, Sunday League, England Sixes, whatever you want. We're there. It's a wrap.